Well, it's that time of year again, another Halloween update for TF2, Scream Fortress 6, and Valve has changed up a bit this year from previous years. It's not turning the world on its head, but it's definitely a mix-up of the formula of years past. While not overly serious in the past by any means, the Haunted Carnival theme this year injects more humor into the mix, and adds a whole new minigame with a bumper cars game that finishes off after someone caps. In short, it was a blast to play, and it was worthy of the Scream Fortress name, and it's definitely worth jumping in and playing a few rounds with. However, there has been a lot of talk regarding the idea of the update being up to snuff compared to prior events. It's an interesting question to ask. The thing is, TF2 is now about 7 years old, and for a game to still have an active user base of its size means the game has to be doing something right. But are there signs that there are cracks in the armor with this update? Well, let's find out. The map this time around is SD Doomsday Event. It's really one of the only special delivery maps available at this time, as the game type is the newest official one. But Doomsday always felt like another version of Hightower to me, but Ninja Derpy in the major TF2 update thread in Reddit said it better than I could put it. Doomsday is Hightower's retarded little cousin. He acts like Hightower, but isn't really the same and is super annoying. The problem with Doomsday is simple. The open area of the point leads to too much spam, and in particular mini-sentry problems that can frustrate players to no end. It wasn't a popular map to begin with in the community, and while everyone has their own opinions, there seem to be possible better choices that the game could have gone with at the time. Every map has its problems. Now the map in question is altered a couple ways. In particular to note is the strong man and hammer at the rocket location. Walk onto the button in question and the hammer will come down. It will knock people around it up in the air and will do significant damage to those hit directly by it. It's a nice spin for the carnival theme on the map. There's a ghost at the spawn of the tickets, the intelligence, that will spook you on the map as well as a spell or two distributed on the map. The spell distribution is fine and the health and ammo packs seem alright. But let's talk about the biggest change this time around, the end game. So when somebody is able to get the tickets all the way up to the main point, a bumper car minigame will start. Yes, you heard me right, a bumper car minigame. As of now, there are 3 variations of it. The soccer minigame is the first to score 3 goals while driving your bumper car. Powers will spawn on the map and you're able to boost yourself to hit the ball into the opposing team's goal, as well as into the other team itself. You can knock people around and even off the map, turning them into a ghost. Ghosts can respawn by touching one member of the team that's not a ghost to get back into the action, which is appreciated. Of the 3 minigames, this one was definitely the most competitive and hilarious with the guys I played with. Second is an elimination type map that wants your team to have the last man standing. Again, you can bump people off this map, but every so often one spot will light up on the map and you better get to it. Anything that's not lit up will drop down to the monster below, and then it'll be a race to get back up to touch a team member to get back into it. While this can be fun, it can take a while as people keep getting back on the platform, never seemingly making progress. More platforms will disappear permanently as time goes on, so it'll eventually end. The Headless Horseman will also make an appearance as time goes on, damaging people to make them more susceptible to getting hit. Finally, there's a duck collecting mode. Yes, ducks. First the 200 ducks wins. Originally it was 150. You can knock ducks off your opponent by slamming into other people. This one is pretty straightforward and ends rather quickly. It's a good balance and was enjoyable, because how could you not like ducks? Overall, the bumper cars cause a nice change in pace, but can get old for some after a while. The controls aren't the greatest, but it almost feels intentional in design, that you aren't supposed to have that much control over it. It does add a dimension to gameplay that, while not serious in nature, shows that TF2 can experiment with these modes with reasonable success. Morales makes his return within the comic that comes with this update, along with affecting the battlefield with curses like years before. This time around you'll get a variety of curses, such as turning the entire level to be underwater, to inflating everyone's heads, to forcing everyone to use melee. It can cause chaos, and especially when you're playing a Mantread Soldiers loadout and the entire map is now water. But fun in its own right. However, in terms of new mechanics, it lacks, and more so than usually. Changing to all melee can be fun in its own right, although the third-person view change seems unnecessary. However, there's a major problem with the curses. Everyone is summoned to around the main point when the curse happens, and that can lead to some unfortunate deaths. A well-placed set of stickies, or a well-placed sentry, can be frustrating considering that sadly, you're probably going to die. It's sad, really. This can really kill the map for several people, and seems like something Valve should have really taken care of. For the stickies at least, it should reset the launch stickies in questions and make you immune to sentry damage while the curse is starting up. What bothers me about this is that it makes me wonder about the design and playtesting that occurred. You made some major changes here, and this being one of them. That was sure to be exploited, but what's even more troublesome was the following update. It fixed a bunch of issues after the initial launch, but not this one. Now let's talk about what everybody really wants to talk about. Free stuff. There seems to have some people up in arms, or at least has some people complaining. One of the always contentious points of years past always had to do with the dropped items. On Hightower's event, for example, a gift would spawn randomly on the map that you'd have to pick up. Now, if the other team was stopping you from getting there, it would lead to claims of being trolls or bullies for not letting you get the item. However, if you played long enough, you could get as many items as you want, Well, Valve has twisted the formula this year. You get a cauldron that will have 3 free Halloween items, one being a Haunted Strange. You'll get another cauldron that will drop after playing the map Sun. I think it's when you unlock a certain achievement, so 6 free Halloween items. And the medium items that were claimed last year via Valve was 5. To me, that seems reasonable, and while some may indicate that they were expecting more or being able to get more, that's what Valve went with this year. Now, some people have made the point that the items are not tradable, hence it would be hard to get the costumes that you want. There is a reasonable point there. However, it is easily counterbalanced by the fact that you got it for free. As like years past, the cosmetics by the community made this time around are great. Now, one of the most disappointing parts about these cosmetics is the Halloween restriction that comes on them. Now, for things like Ghost of the Dispenser's Past, it makes sense. It doesn't fit the theme throughout the year. Yes, I know, Scout has a candy cane. Let's get over that one. However, for some of these items like the Bullocks, the Krig's Machine 9000, and the Hellhunter's headpiece, it seems like a waste to put the restriction on them. Frankly though, Valve once again brings a good spin on the Halloween event, and there's something for everyone here. Item collectors get some free items, even if they want more, and players get some mini games and a twist of the TF2 formula. If you played TF2 before and haven't played the event yet, then you really should, it's a blast. Hey everybody out there, my name is Sean Joy, aka Dragnix, and I'd like to thank TechRaptor for letting me do some content for them. You should go check out TechRaptor.net.